On today's show,
we were good, man. We were a 1A, 2A powerhouse, Cole. I don't know if you heard about Caldwell in the 90s, but I lost in my junior year. I lost in a state championship game on a last-second shot at Bramlage Coliseum to Inman.
Hey, Kansas Sports Chatter, back at it once again. Here we go. It's our statewide high school sports entertainment show streaming on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. My name is Cole Rife. We talk high school sports, lean into the entertainment side of high school athletics as we get things rolling once again for another episode. Glad to have you aboard. You look at our guest today is Levi McLaughlin, another soon-to-be senior for Rose Hill High School. The Illinois State commits announcing that this summer, and a big time, just like talk about big frame, really good defensive player, be a standout senior coming out of Rose Hill. Zach Dreher, first-year head coach of the Norton Blue Jay football team, a long tradition of Norton Blue Jay football. He's going into his first season as the head coach for the Blue Jays. Alvy Morales, Jr. out of Riley County, another upcoming senior out of Riley County. We'll talk about the future senior for the Falcons and his football career and going forward. And then Mick Shaffer, a TV personality, sports director for KSHB-TV out of Kansas City. He's been in the Kansas City area for a number of years now, going back to Metro Sports, and now the sports director at the TV station. We'll talk about his career and just also covering athletics there in the Kansas City area for a number of years. Big thanks to a few of our sponsors, Wheatland Electric. Man, their headquarters in Scott City. They can help you survey, install, and finance a new home backup generator. SPX Specialized Video Wall Solutions. Any vision, any location, every pixel perfected. And Barton Community College, always enrolling, flexible classes, affordable tuition, and programs built for your future. We'll take a break. When we come back, Levi McLaughlin of Rose Hill. He's on the show next. Here's a hard truth. If your business isn't using AI in its marketing, you've already fallen behind. But there's an advertising agency in Kansas that can get you back up to speed. That agency's name is Meyers Enterprises Media Research. The name sounds dry because the company's run by engineers, not salespeople. They use superior research and analytics that drive results with surgical precision. Marketing doesn't have to be a gritty battle in the trenches. Your business can win from the box. Visit their website, mediaresearch.agency, to learn more. Welcome back on the show. It's time now to introduce our next guest, and that is going to be Levi McLaughlin going into his senior season at Rose Hill High School, part of the football team for the Rockets. For you, what's the summer been like, Levi?
The summer's just been consistent with a whole bunch of camps, just hitting a lot of camps. I hit 9 total camps this summer. The 2 big ones being SMU Mega Camp and Lindenwood Mega Camp, where I got my first Division I offer at Lindenwood. That really picked up a lot of traction, and just been staying consistent with my trainer, James Tabor, which is the best trainer in Kansas. He gets people in, gets them good, works them out really well, and just been hitting camps and just staying consistent with the team, workouts, and everything like that.
Yeah, staying busy. You mentioned the trainer. Like, are those one-on-one sessions?
No, they're not one-on-one.
Okay.
So he invites pretty much the top players in Kansas, and if you work out with the top players in Kansas, you'll become one of them. So, yeah, we work out them.
Yeah, what are some of the things that he tries to highlight for you and kind of run you guys through?
So every day he sends you every week he sends you an itinerary of what every day is. So Sundays will be more of like a movement type of day. The rest of the days are like kind of like legs, arms, and movement, and always footwork. You always get your footwork in after your abs, and you just a lot of footwork, and then bench, like squat. He just kind of like a trainer, but he also teaches a lot of footwork. So yeah.
All right, so footwork seems big, especially for your position at defensive back. But anything else specific that you're trying to work on this offseason going into your senior year?
I just been just working in the weight room, working at the field, just trying to get every step perfect. Because if you get every step perfect, you'll be reading every play and breaking efficiently. So I've been working on my footsteps, weight room, trying to get stronger, trying to fill out. Currently weighing about 205 right now, trying to push that up to 215-ish for the season. So yeah, I've been working on that, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking like, still 6'3", you mentioned 205 pounds. Like, that's a good size corner. Like, have you always been in that position throughout your career?
Yeah, so I've always been a corner my whole career, playing a little bit of safety, but this year I'll actually be playing strong safety and a little bit of outside linebacker against run heavy teams. So I'll be playing strong safety, running a 4-2-5, and they're gonna try to alley everything to me. If they alley everything to me, I think I'll have a really good year and we'll have a really successful season as a team.
What adjustments have you seen already just for trying to learn? I mean, maybe you've played it, off and on before, but like that safety, that linebacker position, like what are some of the differences that you're picking up right now?
Safety, you're more just kind of a lurker. You lurk the ball, lurk the QB. Not much more of a back pedal. You just kind of slow step break because you're already at 10 yards. Linebacker, it's either pass, you just go back, you give a jam up to the slot receiver, or it's run, you just get off the block and make a play. And strong safety, you could go down and make a hard hit, or you get a pick in one play. It doesn't matter.
Going back to corner, like what helps you out, reading plays, like whether it's, trying to decipher what that route's going to be at or, the reaction. What are some of the things that help you either pre-snap or as soon as it's snapped?
So when I was a corner, pre-snap, usually their body alignment kind of tells if it's either a run or pass. Usually in high school, these receivers will be either really ready or not ready. If they're not ready, you kind of tell it's a run. So if it's a pass, they'll be all ready. And yeah, you said about 5 yards, get a little bit of jam in them. So get them off their steps, and they'll break early if you get some pressure on them. So if you give them a break early, you could easily just get on top of them and make a play.
Have you reached that point? I imagine you have, like feeling comfortable, like jumping routes as far as, okay, hey, I know my guy's not doing anything. I can see where the play's going, and like, I don't know, like kind of leaving your assignments and feeling comfortable going somewhere else.
Yeah. So we actually did cover 4 last year all the time. So I always try to jump around, make pass breakups, and just jump in front of stuff that I feel confident with because I trusted my safety last year and he'll make a play too. So.
How tough is, just zone coverage in general? I mean, do you enjoy that? And what are some of the challenges of just playing zone?
So I enjoy zone and man, but I probably like man more. I like zone a lot too because if you trust your DB group, you'll have a really great like zone coverage. So I trust my safeties behind me. I trust my corners. So if you trust them, you could do what you kind of want and make your own plays and jump routes, pretty much do anything or just go run heavy and get off your blocks. So zone is a really great thing, but man, I also really like because you can man up on your receiver and you got a safety behind you. So, if something goes behind you, you got him and his help or you got flat. I really like both.
Talking with Levi McLaughlin, a member of the Rose Hill football team, getting ready for his senior season here in 2026. For you, I mean, you look at last year's season for Rose Hill and that improvement, the new coaching system. Like, what was it like just kind of adjusting to a new system and then seeing the success?
It was good because everyone bought in. And there was a couple games we should have probably won, but we lost in the fourth quarter. But we're going to fix that up this year. I mean, if everyone buys in this year, I'm pretty sure we'll have a great year. And we try to get some things a little fine-tuned a little bit. But our defense is looking really solid. We'll probably be one of the top defenses in the state. So we're looking good.
What is the excitement for Rose Hill this year? What do you have coming back and what stands out?
The excitement is we return a lot of players. We only lost a few players. And I'll be playing both ways, offense and defense. So I'll be playing a little bit of A-backs, which is kind of slot receiver. You can put it at tight end, you can put it at running back. So we have a lot of things we could do on offense, run, pass, RPO. We'll be using all that a lot. And defensive-wise, we have a lot of new fronts, new stunts, a lot of stuff we could do now on defense as well.
Are you starting to enjoy the offensive side of the ball? Are you going to switch over?
I don't know if I'll switch over, but it's going to be fun to play for my senior year for sure.
I see that nice red bird on your shirt announcing your commitment to Illinois State. What went into your decision process?
The coaches are just elite people and coaches. So I went up there 3 times actually. I went up there once for a junior day, once for a spring visit, and then finally for a camp a couple, 3 weeks ago, and that's where I got my offer. And I committed. They originally found out about me my sophomore year summer when I was at Lindenwood camp. They talked to me there, and then they saw me at Lindenwood this year again. We'll be up there one more time. Made sure I was really 6'3", weighing at 6'3", was 205. Did all that, and then checked all the boxes and got offered. So I think that's a great place, and they just came off a national title. So
yeah, that's awesome. So like when you're sorting through your options, like what were some of the big things that stood out for you that, okay, this is important for my college decision?
So what's really important is they could see me at either corner, safety, or outside linebacker. It really doesn't matter. I could play all three. And that's something I think is really important because my body is shifting a lot. I'm getting bigger, and I could play all three definitely. And it's a great team. They just came off a national title. And there's nothing really I can't see that is home about that team because they have all the great players, great facilities, great coaches. So yeah, they're gonna be really good.
You mentioned that sophomore year. When did you kind of start seeing some of the offers and realize, okay, yeah, playing, collegiately is definitely an option for me?
Yeah, so I hit about 10 camps my sophomore year as well, and that's when I started getting on people's boards. So I got my first offer in December by Oklahoma Baptist, a D2 school, and then I just started picking up by there. I got some Iowa Western offer, a lot of Kansas JUCOs, and started getting some D2s, and then I got my first D1. So I kind of knew since my freshman year that I wanted to play college football, and I would do anything to play that. So I just been working ever since freshman year, actually 8th grade year with my trainer Tabor, and just been staying busy in the process, and gotta trust the process too.
All right, one last question for Rose Hill schedule. What opponent excites you the most to play? Which one do you kind of get up for the most?
I'd say either Andell, which was our week 1 team, or Wellington, because if you could go out there and beat Andell, that would be a big upset. Everyone will hear about you, especially if it's week 1. And then Wellington is kind of our rivals, so it'd be nice to go out there and beat them on their home turf.
I like it. Looking forward to it. Hey, Levi, appreciate the time, and best of luck this season.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me on here.
You bet. That's Levi McLaughlin, a member of the Rose Hill football team. We'll have more of the show after this.
Power outages don't wait for a convenient time, and neither should you. Right now is the perfect season to invest in a standby generator from Wheatland Electric Cooperative. With low monthly payments and special financing for co-op members, reliable backup power is more affordable than you think. We'll help you survey, install, and finance a Generac standby generator, all with professional installation you can trust. Protect your home, your comfort, and your peace of mind before the next storm hits. Get a free quote today and make life without power a thing of the past. Visit us online or call us to get started today.
Sportsmanship is when people who are playing or watching a sport treat each other with respect. This is a reminder to be a good sport to your peers, coaches, opponents, fans, and the people officiating the game. Sporting events have a much better atmosphere when everyone involved is displaying good sportsmanship.
We get going back again on our show for Kansas Sports Chatter as we welcome in our next guest, and that is going to be Zachary Dreher, the head coach of the Norton High School football team, getting ready to go into his first season as the head coach for the Blue Jays. Hey, Coach, appreciate you joining the show. How's the summer been for you?
Hey, thanks for having me on, Cole. It's been great. We got after it in the weight room this summer and went up to a camp and actually had my third child this summer. Well, I didn't have it. My wife had it. So, but we had our third child this summer. So it's been great.
Well, congratulations. You getting much sleep?
I do. She's breastfeeding. So it's, she's the one that takes all the nights.
All right. Well, I'm sure you're contributing as well. So, like for you, congratulations on getting the head coaching job there at Norton. What was it like? I know you were there the year prior, but what was it like just getting selected to be the head coach?
I think it's an honor to get to come back to the place that you played and you get to coach there. And so going through that process and getting hired is something that it's really hard to put to words other than it feels right. And I'm excited to get started.
Becoming a head coach, was that always kind of a hope for you once you got into the coaching business?
Yeah. Yep. I actually started out in Council Grove and then went to Emporia and came back home. And the goal's been to get to be the head coach eventually somewhere. And I'm just fortunate enough that I get to do it at home.
What were some of the things you picked up just as an assistant at Council Grove and Emporia? Anything that stands out?
You learn a lot of different things. You learn, everybody's different, right? I've been under, 2 coaches in Council Grove and 3 coaches in Emporia, and everybody does something a little bit different. And I think it's important that as an assistant, you're always looking for, I really liked how we did this, and I think I'm going to take it and modify it just a little bit to do it this way, right? And so I think it's hard to pinpoint one thing, but a lot of my practice planning and things like that and organizational things have all kind of come from all of those coaches and taken something from all of them.
Did your off season feel any different? I guess, especially now being a head coach, or what were those responsibilities like?
I was fortunate enough to get hired in the spring. And so we really got started getting some of those details lined out for the summer in the spring and getting our kids organized and going through that. And we were fortunate enough to kind of change how our summer schedule worked this year. And we got a little bit of time to work with our guys and install the new systems and everything that we're putting in for this upcoming fall. So it's different, but I think it's been a really different and a good change for our team.
What's it like, you talk about, getting that coaching position and, obviously putting together that staff? Because, I think in Norton, there's a lot of guys that spent a long time there. Obviously, Coach Melvin stands out in the success that he had at Norton. But what's it like just kind of getting that staff together?
It's been great, actually. My defensive coordinator is also an alum. 2 of my other assistants are alums. And our 5th coach, he's not an alum, but he's got ties to the community. His family's here and he's had family in the area. So, it's really something special to have a staff that has 4 alumni on it. And then a guy who understands the importance of Norton football while he may not have played in it, but he understands how important it is to this community. So we're very fortunate in the fact that we've got a great staff coming together and getting to work together this fall.
What was it like just as a player going through that Blue Jays program?
As a player, it's different than when you're a coach, right? When you're a coach, you're trying to put what you learned as the player back into the system and pay it forward a little bit and hope that those kids understand what it means to be a Blue Jay, right? And in the moments you understand, but you don't really understand what it means to be a Blue Jay. And I think it's important to realize that we have a standard of excellence as players, and as a former player, we want to live up to that expectation day in and day out. So as a player, living up to what we believe is the way to do things is the biggest thing we can take away.
Who are some of the names that you were growing up with? Because, I think a lot of the famous last names that have come through Norton over the last couple of decades. Who are some of your teammates back in the 2000s?
Let's see. Some of my teammates would have included, I'm trying to think, like my freshman year would have been Luke Faunensteel would have been a senior, and some of those guys. One of the other principals in our district right now, Logan Katz, he was our quarterback for a few years. He was a little older than I was. Blake Van Eaton, Clay Madden, 4-time state champion in wrestling. So lots of those names, and I'm sure I'm leaving somebody off, but that's not to offend anybody. But those are the ones that popped in my head first.
You think about some of those games in the MCL. I know things have changed as far as expansion and, the teams that are in there. But, a couple of those staples nearby, like playing Phillipsburg and playing Smith Center, how much fun was it just, those rivalries?
I think it's one of the great things about the MCL is we have those rivalries built in. And, yeah, we've added some people and, some of those teams may have went to 8-man. But from a Norton standpoint, as a former player and as a Nortonite, being able to still get to play Smith Center and Phillipsburg every year is a huge, huge thing for us and our community. So, I want to make sure that we honor those teams and we respect those guys and what they're doing in their respective programs. And, it's just exciting to get to play those teams that, as a coach, that I played against as a player.
All right. So Nortonite, that's the proper term.
That's what I use.
Okay,
I don't know
right.
if it's right, but that's what I use.
All right. So as a Nortonites, like how big are those games? Because you think of like rivalries. Like I remember like hearing like interviews with like Michigan fans, and they didn't care if they won a national championship, but as long as they beat Ohio State, it was a good year. Like how big are those games from the Norton perspective? Whether it's Peaburg or Smith Center.
I think they're huge. I think back to when I played and Smith Center was in their heyday, right? That was the stretch where they won. I think it was 5 in a row. They were good, and you wanted to go out and you wanted to be that team that got them. We were never able to do that when I played. But there's always just that little something extra. And so each game is important, but as some coaches say, some games are a little more important. And I would say, those rivalry games are those ones where you got that little bit of extra something on the line for them.
Talking with Zach Dreher, head coach of the Norton Blue Jays, getting ready for the fall season. Maybe it's early, but can you put like a finger on like what style and what kind of philosophy you want to implement for this year's team?
Defensively, we're gonna try to implement a 4-2-5 and kind of just let our kids be simple, but also understand that while we are simple defensively, we expect you to fly around and get after people, right? There's no excuse for not knowing what you're supposed to do. You just get out and get it done. Offensively, we're going to be a more multiple offense, and that stems from my time when I got to work with K-State as a student when I was up there. I volunteered my time with them and got to watch some of the great coaches up there and how they implemented things. And I draw a lot of my offensive thoughts and philosophies from those guys, and just being able to transition from 21 personnel to 11 and do some of those same things, but maybe make it look a little different.
What were you able to do at K-State? What were some of your responsibilities there?
I was fortunate enough to be one of the signal guys on the sideline for 3 seasons with them. So I got to work 2 years, Colin Klein, and then the last year I was there, Jake Waters was the quarterback. So I got to sit in on that position group and listen to them and, learn from Coach Miller and all those guys on that staff, the late Dana Dimmel, all those guys. It was a great experience.
Man, what were the responsibilities like, though, on game day? That's a lot of pressure to get those signals in.
It's one of those things that it's a little pressure, but you kind of get used to it, and you get into this groove. And when Coach Dimmel or Coach Miller would call something out, you just start signaling and your brain just goes and you don't even think, and it is what it is.
All right, last question for you, Coach. Travis Field, and when I talk about, some of the settings from across the state, Travis Field at Norton is always kind of stands out. I mean, you drive into town, you're coming off the highway, and you see it kind of sunken down in there. How special of an atmosphere is that for you?
Well, it's a great atmosphere. I think having the stands built into the hill there, like you said, and the stadium sitting just a little bit lower, there's not much that beats it on a Friday night in late October, early November, when it's crisp, it's cool. There's a little bit of dew and mist and fog out on the field. It's something great. And, if you ever get a chance to come out and watch anybody, I'd highly encourage you to come out on a Friday night and watch it.
Coach, appreciate the time and best of luck this season.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me on.
That is Zach Dreher, new head coach of the Norton Blue Jays football team. We'll have more of the show right after this. We continue on here on the show as we bring in our next guest, and that is going to be Alvy Morales Jr., a member of the Riley County football team and going into his senior season at Riley County High School. Alvy, appreciate the time. How's the summer been like for you?
It's been good. Lots of working out. I mean, as much as we can do. I mean, Riley County football that's what we need. I mean, just lots of camps. We did camp in Southeast, and then a camp in Silver Lake, and then that went good because we have Southeast in our schedule this year. But yeah, that's really much it.
Like when you get to these camps as a team, like what things are you trying to work on just to kind of get that chemistry going? What do you notice?
I noticed just like just how we are as a team. I mean, we need to do what the task is. I mean,
yeah, like for you, like have you noticed some of the strengths so far of this year's team? Like, what do you think some of the strengths are going to be?
Probably the like leadership. Like we have lots of leaders. Like we're very like determined to do it. Like we want to win the 2A state champion. Like that's the goal in our season. Like as our coach Williman says, hang a banner, put a brick in the foundation. Like that's what our goal is. I mean, that's what everyone's goal is it not? Like
so for you, like that leadership, like what have you worked on to kind of improve your leadership, especially going into your senior season?
Being vocal. Like as myself, I'm kind of a shy person, so I say to myself, but I've been trying to get vocal and like help my teammates as to be better and to show like us who Riley County football is.
Like you mentioned, like, you know, kind of being shy, and like sometimes that's a tough position. Do you try to lead by example, or like now are you trying to speak up a little bit more?
Speak up, definitely.
Like for Riley County, and like you go back to even like last year, and even in some of your losses, like it seemed like they're close games. Like what were some of the things that are maybe holding you back, just unable to finish some of those close games?
Definitely determination, like that, which is we're trying to fix now. Like if we just have that fourth quarter mentality, we would definitely be winning those games. Like it's just football is a game of inches, and if when we play those like inches, we win the games. They were very close. We should have won them, and we're coming back this season to show who Riley County football really is.
For you, like, what have you tried to work on now, improving it going into your senior season? Anything that you've kind of singled out?
That just working in the weight room. I mean, once you work in the summer, it shows in the season. That's what I've learned. Like throughout my high school, like put in the work, and then it shows in the season.
What makes you so passionate about football? Like, when did you get started, and when did you really get keen to football?
Probably like middle school, younger, if even. Like, I mean, I wasn't always the best at football until like high school. Then I started working out and all that, eating, and then I was just like, I love football. I mean, my goal is to go to the next level in college.
What's it been like just growing up in that Riley County program? And for you, like, you know, starting as a youngster and now going in your senior year?
Yeah, it's wonderful. I mean, the community is great here. I mean, we are a football town. Like, we look forward in football. And just like, it's like people like know you. So they're like, oh, you're Alvy. Yeah. And like, just like great having that. I mean, I don't know what I'd do without it.
Like I was watching some of your film, and especially, I mean, you can see it on that defensive line.
Yeah.
Like your speed, like how much do you kind of use that speed as a huge advantage? Because man, you're moving.
Yeah. I try to use it as much as I can. I mean, since linemen are a little slower, I like to get off the edge or like a lot quicker. Just like use what you have. I mean,
yeah.
I have speed. Some of the people have strength. Some people have, I don't know, power. My key is strength and speed. I mean, just get off the edge, get the quarterback is the goal.
You mentioned you look at that schedule for Riley County, and just, you know, you mentioned Southeast. Like anyone else that kind of excites you, and you know, as far as like on your schedule that you get to play?
Week 1, Nemaha Central.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yep, looking forward to that at home. Then we have Rossville. Just some big teams. I mean, we have a hard schedule. I know that for sure. We have one of the hardest schedules. Just looking forward to the season.
Like, do you enjoy that? Because I mean, I feel like that area of the state, especially for 2A and 3A football, like there's just some really, really good teams. Like, what's the competitive nature like just up in that area?
It's very competitive. Like, just like we know we have the hardest schedule. So, like, we have that mentality of, like, we have to go in and fight. Like, show everybody who Riley County football really is. And just, like, yeah, just we know what we're dealing with every season since a few years ago.
Hey, Alvy, appreciate the time and best of luck going in your senior year.
Yep. Thank you.
As Alvy Morales, a member of the Riley County football team, we'll have more of the show right after this. Are you looking for a new way to promote your business or organization? Do you want to get your message out to a statewide audience that loves high school sports in both urban and rural areas? Kansas Sports Chatter has advertising opportunities from commercials, sponsoring specific guests, product placements, and even a premier sponsorship. Let Kansas Sports Chatter promote your brand. Contact ksportschatter@gmail.com for more advertising details. That's ksportschatter@gmail.com. Come join the chatter. We continue on in the show here on Kansas Sports Chatter as we bring in our next guest so we get to know some more of those media personalities throughout the states. And this one taking us over to the Kansas City area as Mick Shaffer joining us now. He is the sports director at KSHB-TV. Hey, Mick, appreciate you coming on the show. Well, what's the summer like in the TV world?
Well, it's about to change. And thanks for having me on, Cole. It's been nice and fun, and the Royals have been not good. So it's been we're used to all that happening, but starting tomorrow, well, I guess when we're taping this, starting Friday, the 24th, we have Chiefs camp starting up. So my life changes tremendously once camp starts up, and then that bleeds into the season. And I don't know, hopefully it goes on into February.
I've talked to a few, like, especially TV anchors and reporters, like, like during the summer months and, just like, what you're going to have on your sportscast later that evening. And like you say, like, your Royals are pretty consistent. Like, do you ever go into like the afternoon whenever you show up and like, okay, I have no idea what's going to go on the cast? Today,
I looked, we do a schedule every week, and I looked, and I mean, we got Royals playing tonight in Detroit, and that's about it. So now, whenever that happens, you either look ahead and or look back. So we're going to recap Salvador Perez's big home run from Wednesday. We're going to recap the Sporting Kansas City match. We're going to look ahead to the TBT. I don't know if anybody follows that. The K-State alums and the KU alums playing. And so, we're gonna be creative tonight before things really get going tomorrow.
What's your typical allotment for a sportscast? Like, how much time do they give you on a normal basis?
It's pretty easy to fill because I have a minute 45
at
6 o'clock and 2 minutes and 45 seconds at 10. Now, that's every day, but especially during football season and most of the time, there's something we'll do in the 5 o'clock show. We'll do something in the 6 o'clock news. We'll do something for the 4 o'clock show, 10 o'clock news. So we're appearing way more than that, but our regular standard sportscasts are those times.
And I know you kind of branch out, as whether it's a podcast of your own where you can kind of go into some more details and maybe just some longer forms, but like, does that make it tough? Like when you want to do like maybe a feature story on a local athlete or anything like that, does it make it tough when you only have, like less than 3 minutes?
It does. You can't get as in depth as you want, but if you do have a really nice piece, something really good, something you want to put a lot of work into and expand it and turn it into a long form piece, we have like 7.5 hours of news per day. We can put it somewhere else. It can go in news and like, hey, this is a really good feature on this local high school athlete. I want to let it breathe here. Where can I put this? And they'll be great. They'll be like, how about we do that in the 5 o'clock show here? We'll do it again at 10 in the morning, can run it. And so there's space to fill like whatever you need.
KSHB, you arrived in 2017. Like for you, like what excited you about the job and just starting there in Kansas City? I know you're in KC, I guess, before KSHB, but what excited you about the TV station?
Yeah, I was in Kansas City for 16 years before that, working at Metro Sports as an all sports television station, kind of cable TV station, the ESPN really of Kansas City in town. I'd done that forever. I'd worked in previous broadcast locales in Topeka and Wichita before that. And so the opportunity to come over and be the sports director here and to kind of get back on the broadcast side and really be seen. I mean, Metro Sports was so great, but it was a niche and we were only on Time Warner Cable. And so not everybody saw us. So to come over to an NBC station and be able to, be creative and do this work in front of a lot more people was enticing. And again, to kind of run a sports department, something I'd never done before. So it's been a good move. I can't believe it's been 9 years so far.
Man, I mean, Metro Sports was humming back then because I was old too because like I actually interned at Metro Sports for like I don't know, it's like one summer like
Really?
after college. Yeah. Well, I was in the background, like they would just put me in the back and I was like editing videos and like highlight videos and whatnot.
What
And
year was that?
Oh gosh. This probably would have been like 2009, maybe 2008, 2008.
There, yeah. I just
Yeah.
have 49-year-old brain. I don't remember. You're not the only one. You're probably the 10th person over the last several years. Like, we interned there, and sorry, man. We had a lot of summer interns.
Well, my mistake was like half the time I would go to the casino in Kansas City, and then I would go back and like show up in the afternoon. I don't even know if they knew I was there, so it was
That's
very
funny.
brief. But at the time when I was there, like it seemed like Metro Sports, like that was a fun place to be.
It was great. Everybody, we kind of grew up together. We started there in our mid-20s, and everybody's about the same age. We had the same passion for sports. And I wasn't local, but I was probably the guy from the farthest out. I was, in small town Kansas. Everybody else had grown up in Kansas City. And we covered everything, man. We, Chiefs and Royals and sporting and colleges and all that stuff. But our real big market was high school sports. And we'd run games of the week. We'd do high school sports shows. And every night we were shooting highlights, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, swimming, track, everything. You name it. We covered it. And we treated it as big as the Chiefs and Royals. I think a lot of people like that because we had hour-long shows every night, couple hour shows every night. And so we had a lot of time to fill. So it was a lot of fun. For the longest time, we didn't have teleprompters. We didn't have fancy stuff. So you really learned how to do everything and how to be comfortable on air when things go wrong. And so I think it really, really helped me out a lot in my broadcasting career, whatever that's been.
Yeah, your personality, like, did you always feel comfortable? Like, I mean, was that just like, was it like natural fit? Like, hey, man, I'm a great speaker. I'm good in front of the camera. Like, when did that become natural for you?
I mean, I think it's for a lot of people. It takes a couple of years, really. I mean, my first job in Topeka, I don't want to go back and look at those tapes. I'm sure, and they are tapes, by the way, because in the 1990s, how bad I was. And then I can remember, especially when it was starting in Metro Sports, that was my third job, but I was only like 4 years into the whole craft and like just having to think and talk on air without a teleprompter for a long time. And that was frightening. And so you get in your head about it and everything, but as is the case with anything else, you get used to it, you get better at it, and eventually you become comfortable with it. I'm probably too comfortable now.
Oh, hey, that's a good thing. That's what makes you so smooth. So like for you, like to get better and to get that comfort, was it simply about reps or did you like pick apart your own stuff or did you seek out critiques?
I think you got to always be your own worst critic. Really. I mean, you got to be honest with yourself and go back and look and compare and make it like your passion. This is something I've always wanted to do. I was the generation that grew up with ESPN, right? It started like a couple of years after I was born. That's all I ever watched. And so that's all I wanted to do. So it's always been a passion of mine and always something when you are passionate about it, I feel like you take it serious and that's the best way to become the best at it. And so, yeah, reps help tremendously. Like I said, in Metro, I've screwed up probably every way possible on air over the last 28 years or however long I've done it. And so, if you do it enough times, after you strike out enough times, you're like, yeah, it's fine. You still swing for homers, I guess.
That's the best way to go.
I apologize.
So for you though, like knowing what you wanted to do and then going to college, because you started out, what did I see? Southwestern College?
Yeah, I was a mediocre basketball player at Southwestern College. I was the 9th man in an 8-man rotation. So I would just hope for fouls. My friends would foul every game.
Get some reps in there too. Yeah. So, but like, were you focused solely on just competing in sports, or what was your craft like as far as broadcasting?
I knew I always wanted to do something around sports, right? From a small town, and so you have to play everything. Played football, basketball, baseball, ran track, even did cross country and football one year together. I don't recommend that. So I always knew I wanted to do something around sports. And very early in life, I realized, okay, that's not going to be playing it professionally. And so I turned to the broadcast side, and it's always been a passion of mine. My wife was a tremendous athlete, and then our kids have grown up just around sports, and it's just kind of like it's a daily conversation. So I was never going to start on the news side of it, whether it was going to be play-by-play or radio or television. It was just going to be around sports.
Did you dive into play-by-play at all?
I got there. You might have had some of these guys on your show, but I got to KU. So I was 2 years at Southwestern. I went to KU, and I got there, and so many of these other guys, they're from big city schools, Kansas City schools, and they were so good at play-by-play. Nate Bucati, who now does, he almost got World Cup games for crying out loud. He does sporting and MLS games, and he's up here in Kansas City, been a long-time radio guy. Bob Fesco's a radio guy here. We all went to school together. The voice of Virginia Cavaliers, him and I were buddies at school. The Clippers, somebody got the voice. And all these guys were so good at it. I would have loved to have been as good as them. But I wasn't. I didn't have like the kind of the dulcet tones. I did not have the vocabulary, that's for sure. And these guys were so far ahead of me. And so I took all the classes with them. But I realized how far behind I was. So I kind of got in the studio line, which is, what I do now when you see the anchor, the news side of things. And so that's what I did. And it was a much shorter line at KU. So it worked out. Play is so much fun though. I wish I was better at it.
No, a lot of it, the experience at KU and just the amount of talent that was there. And like you said, I've had a few of them on there that have talked about that talent. But what was it like just going through that system with just so much talent around you?
It was cool. I didn't realize it at the time, but it was a great spot in that I was able to intern in Kansas City, which was 35 minutes away, and then get my first job in Topeka, which was 25 minutes away. So it's a great location, KU is, and you meet a lot of people there. And so I just kind of fell into it. My senior year, they were looking for a sports photographer / news photographer / maybe sometimes you're on air for sports at KSNT in Topeka, which I think is probably, I don't know, Great Bend probably gets Wichita stations.
Correct. Yep.
And so I was 21 and I slapped together a tape and I went there, I interviewed, and the guy above me was only like 23. So I kind of fit the mold there and got lucky. And then like a year later, a similar opening, that kind of the number 3 guy in the sports department at Cake TV in Wichita, the ABC station, came up, and I was able to get that job. I sent out 2 tapes and I got 2 jobs. I thought it was the easiest thing in the world. Yeah. I thought it was the greatest to ever do this. And then I think it probably took 100 tapes to get my next job.
When's the last time you've updated your tape?
Great question.
Been a long while?
9 years ago when I got this job.
Felt pretty good, yeah.
There's over the years at Metro, there were other jobs and a couple of opportunities I turned down, a couple big ones I never got to. And so after a while, once you start having kids, you're like, all right, this is where you're going to be. So this is, KSHB is going to be my last media job. I'll probably do it till I'm dead. Well, they fire me, but it's
that's not going to happen.
Last TV job.
So for kids and college guys and gals that are, trying to get into the business, like that tape though, like it's now from a different perspective. You probably reviewed some of those tapes and seen some of those. Like, what stands out? Like, what do you want to see on one of those tapes?
So for me, and we've had several hires here in the sports department. I enjoy it. I love watching people's tapes. They'll send me stuff. I like giving them critiques on what I think and all that stuff. And it's still to this day, and even more so, you have to do everything right in sports. You have to write, you have to edit, you anchor, you report, you shoot. Right. Yesterday, I was the only person in the sports department. Salvador Perez hits his Royals record tying 317th home run. I drop everything. I'm in my suit and I drive out to the ballpark, camera in hand. We do interviews with the manager and Alvy and everything. I run back and I'm on air doing it. So even still to this day, doing it almost 3 decades, I'm a one-man band some of the times. So I look for someone who does all of that, right? If you give me a package where all the video is like game highlights from a record, that doesn't tell me much. Show me you can go out to a high school and turn a quick story on a stud soccer player or something like that. And I can always tell when you've shot the video. And if you're shooting your own stand up yourself, you're shooting the video yourself, the interviews. And then if you get inside of that, if you get really creative, those are the tapes I like. And you don't have to be great on air. You can always get better. So I look for those things. I look for how good of an editor, how good of a photog are you. We can fill in the rest. We can fill in the blanks on the rest.
You mentioned like talking to Alvy, and you've been able to cover some really big time events for some of those big teams, like whether it's the Chiefs or the Royals or anything else. But like, how much do you like in the Kansas City area with it's being so good, and you're trying to appeal to the masses and what they like? Like, how important is still like local coverage, like for high school sports for you in KC?
It's 100%. It's the best part. And look, we don't even with Royals and Chiefs and all that, we only cover local. There's no NBA Finals highlights, right? We're not covering the NHL or whatever. ESPN does that. They can spend a minute 45 on, the Lakers highlights alone. They usually do. So we can't compete with that. So it's all local. It's all local all the time. And at the heart of that is high schools. We have like 120 in the Kansas City metro area, which is it's a lot. It's too many, honestly. I loved it when we were in Topeka, where there was like 8 to 10 high schools right there. You cover,
right.
You could just you dive in, you got to know the coaches and the players so much better. You cover so many other sports, but kind of the weird dichotomy of it all is that the bigger city you're in, the less high school coverage you'll get, just because there's so much else going on. But it's the best. I love going out there. Everybody's appreciative. Like the coaches always say, thanks for what you do for high school sports, which we don't need that, but it's a contrast to, interviewing professional athletes who have had cameras in their faces for the last 10, 15 years and are just kind of over it, which I get. But most of the time you're going out there, you're interviewing a kid for the first time. And there's just kind of something pure about it. You get jaded doing it a long time, but when you're out there doing a story on a kid who's just, great athlete and everything, and they're really into it, and they're appreciative of the coverage, and they're excited about it, then that's kind of the juice that keeps you going.
All right, last question for you, Mick, before I let you go. From Caldwell, Kansas, like what stood out? You're a former Blue Jay, right?
That's right, baby.
All right, so like what stood out? What excited you just about growing up in Caldwell?
We were good, man. We were a 1A, 2A powerhouse, Cole. I don't know if you heard about Caldwell in the 90s, but I lost in my junior year. I lost in the state championship game on a last-second shot at Bramlage Coliseum to Inman.
Inman, okay.
So 2A, for whatever reason, gets played at Bramlage. We're going to play 3 games there, and we were by far the best team. And we just kind of messed around, and they were up the whole game. We finally came back and tied it, and some kid hit a shot, and their entire town floods the floors. It's awful at the time, but a great memory. What a great show. And then that same year, we were basically the second best team in football. We were undefeated until sub-state. We lost to Stockton 6-3. In fact, my buddies and I were just talking about that game. So we got to play in a lot of big games. I mean, big for 1A, 2A, depending on the year. We were kind of on the border there, but that was the best. It was the best part about it, man. We didn't realize we were smaller time than everybody else, and that like some Wichita or Kansas City schools JV could probably beat us. We were just loving it. We got to play everything, and so it's been a different deal. My own kids go to a big high school, and both my boys played 2 sports. But that's kind of a lot, that's right. A big undertaking at big high school. So very appreciative of that. And then in a small town, of course, everybody's a farmer. Everybody works on the farm in the summers. And so you get a great work ethic, and it's just salt of the earth people down there. I love going back. I have so many friends that are still there, hailed from there. So it's a lot about what's made me. Really,
all right, you mentioned that 6-3 loss to Stockton. Like, do you remember how long the field goal was for you guys?
42 yards.
42?
That's good. That's how good we were. We were inside the 5 twice. Once we fumbled, once we turned it over on downs. And then Stockton went out and beat John McGraw's Riley County team by like 3 touchdowns the next game. Wasn't even close.
So you would have had it.
State.
Yeah, could have been there. Yeah. Hey, Mick, appreciate the time, and enjoy the rest of your summer.
Will do. Thanks for having me on.
That is Mick Shaffer, the sports director for KSHB-TV in Kansas City. We'll have more of the show right after this. Are you a person that's always on the go? You can still easily keep up with Kansas Sports Chatter with the audio podcast. Hear each episode on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Make sure to follow the Kansas Sports Chatter podcast. Thanks for joining us once again. More than 600 of you have already subscribed to the channel for Kansas Sports Chatter. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button as we have episodes coming out every Tuesday and Thursday, streaming at 7 p.m. Central. Hey, again, thanks to more of our sponsors. It is Meyers Enterprises. Bring your business into the 21st century. Stand out from the noise and grow your business with Meyers Enterprises. And Eastis Media. Mention Cody and his crew doing amazing things. You can follow them on YouTube and Facebook and stay connected to everything Pratt with Eastis Media. That'll do it for today's show. We'll be back at it on Thursday for Kansas Sports Chatter.